My name is Greg Hodge. I'm a board member with Rails. It's an organization newly created to create a sustainable community center here called the CL Dellums Center for Community Sustainability. The reason we're here today is that we've had an opportunity with Mayor Ron Dellums and representatives from the San Francisco Foundation to actually talk about the future of this site. As many people know, the 16th and Wood train station is a historic site where lots of people, particularly the African American community, came through the station in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and into the 60s as they came west.
This train station, if you go back and trace the history of Oakland, this was Ellis Island West. European ethnics who came to Northern California got off the train at 16th and Wood Street, right here. Then when the Second World War came, with jobs opening up in the defense industry, you had a tremendous in-migration of African Americans from the South. And as the, quote, war economy, the white ethnics then were able to move out, and they moved into Berkeley, and they moved into East Oakland, and they moved into other places. And right behind them came African Americans from the South. And so West Oakland overnight became a Southern transplant town. And we've seen this evolution of West Oakland, you know, really reflecting the history of how things have evolved in the country. And so this train station really is symbolic of this tremendous diversity that exists in Oakland.
We are a group of folks that have been put together to actually help develop both brick and mortar aspects of this, as well as the programming that should happen inside. There's elements that people have as part of the vision. One, historic preservation of a beautiful building, and to be able to teach and learn the history of this neighborhood in its fullest. To talk about the Pullman porters who came through here, who worked, who were part of the emerging African-American middle class in this community. The second piece is to then connect that to the future, to create a green jobs incubation site where young people in the neighborhood can actually begin to get involved as pre-apprentice and apprentice and workers and innovators in the coming evolution and revolution around green jobs. The third piece is to provide a place where community-based organizations, and maybe even an idea that came out today, a regional center to build capacity of neighborhood organizations could be actually housed. And then the fourth piece is an event site, a place where people could have community events, weddings, receptions, conferences, and use the space in a way that actually breathes life back into it.
The building is built in 1912, a time when City Hall was built, for example. The Lake Merritt improvements came in. You had this enormous surge of energy after the '06 earthquake where Oakland seemed safer. And we sort of want to go back to that, where Oakland is a hub of activity. And as West Oakland gets development dollars, as the Army Base project comes online, as new people move in, this might be an opportunity where we could reawaken the area.
Much of this is about the vision of what could happen based on the history of what's been good in our community. The mayor is very supportive. Mayor Ron Dellums is a product of that legacy.
Welcome to my hood.
Yes.
This is Wood Street, and I grew up at 10th and Wood. The train station was a point of great fascination to me as a kid. On a more personal note, my uncle C.L. Dellums, along with A. Philip Randolph, organized the first black trade union in the history of America when they organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. And incidentally, for a while, my father was a sleeping car porter, worked out of this train station. So this is an integral part of the history of Oakland, integral part of my own personal history. So we used to get on the train and run through, you know, and collect all the magazines and comic books and food and candy bars that people would leave. So this was a place of great fascination for us. The project from a historical perspective is important to Oakland. We need to preserve our history and pass it on to our children and our children's children.
You know, it's kind of scary to look at, but I can still see how it used to look. So I'm hoping that in my mind's eye, you know, it'll sort of turn around and become reality again, and that this is the low point and we can build up from here.
Yes.
The idea is to reawaken the train station and make it a home not only for community gatherings and activities, but also to do a green jobs component and to integrate the new housing that's coming around here with the neighborhood that already exists.
You're not only going to bring thinkers and conceptualizers here, you're also going to bring young people here to be trained in green job opportunities.
Right.
So it's a way of bringing the whole of the community together, so it's not simply a think tank, but it also has a practical application. So it fits into that whole notion of Oakland being a place of thought and innovation and being in the forefront of pioneering ideas.
I think that the project represents the hope for West Oakland to develop in a responsible way that honors the people who already live here and also intensifies the density and welcomes new people in.
We want to make sure that young people and elders in this neighborhood and all over the city of Oakland see this as a space where they can talk, learn, have a cup of coffee, have a meal, create a new green job, and be able to actually see this as a place for real community sustainability. So we're super excited about it. We hope that all of Oakland citizens will take an interest in this because Oakland is the center of the Bay Area, West Oakland is the center of Oakland, and the train station is the center of all of it.
I'm hoping very much that this project will go forward and it will preserve our history. It will be a testimony to the evolution of Oakland, and the 16th Street Station is an important part of that. Going forward, it will then, as a symbol of the past, also be a symbol of the future by embracing new technologies that will help us deal with the issues of global warming, with the issues of climate protection and the greening of our cities and the training of our young people going forward. So it'll be a wonderful blend of the past and the future as we work in the present to get the job done.